Hey, it's Kristen and let's get building. So I didn't really exactly know what I wanted to build, but I kind of wanted to step away from apartment makeovers just because I have been doing a lot of gameplay and I want to have a few more family homes with some newer packs in the gallery. So of course you guys will be able to download the finished build in the gallery, so make sure to use your move objects sheet and then you can find it. My gallery ID is just the same as my channel name, KrystinMyrieXo. So this home I definitely had to come back in and make it a little bit bigger. The exterior bump outs, like with the windows, that is definitely more for like an aesthetic. I don't actually have an upstairs for this home because I wanted this to be a little bit more of like a smaller home. So you guys might be like, wait, the bottom of this looks super small, and it is. So I do actually have to go in, and first I started adding a basement after I realized how tiny it was when I started decorating the inside and trying to do the layout. I was like, wait a minute, this is actually smaller, I think, than a mobile home. And I wanted this to be a family home, so I do try to add in a basement, but I think I took that footage out of this edit because I didn't end up keeping it. I built like a whole basement with like a bunch of bedrooms down there, and I was like, that doesn't even make sense. I don't love, okay, I'll be honest, I know that we have basements, but I just don't like using them because it doesn't even feel like you're in The Sims. Like when you go into the basement, it's just like black all around the downstairs, and it's just not pretty. I feel like it doesn't matter how much you decorate downstairs. That is like the last option available for me to place a basement. I don't know, is that just me? Let me know if you guys use basements in your home. Like I just wish that it looked a little bit different or something. But yeah, so I do build this and I will go back in and make this home a little bit bigger. I make the room that's over on the right with all of the windows, I do make that one a little bit bigger. And then I push the home towards the backyard a little bit just to give a little bit more space because I did not want this to be only a one bedroom. It definitely would have been adorable as a one bedroom, but I wanted this to be able to have like kids or teens. So this is a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. I really took a lot of time at the beginning to really focus on the exterior of this build. I wanted to make sure that I had space to incorporate the new playground because not only can your kids use this, but you can actually have like your teens and adult Sims can actually like interact. And I did see somebody over on Twitter had their sim that was like carrying a baby and they were able to go down the slide on the playground. So I thought that was actually super cool. I haven't really played around with it that much because we are broke in my 100 baby challenge. So I can't even afford like a jug of milk over there right now. But yeah, so I do incorporate like a full playground. I do add in a pond. And then there's like a tiny little garden area that you guys will see in the backyard. So there is still quite a bit of space. Like if you want to make like a bigger, even if you want to add like more gardening, there's definitely more space in the backyard. And even in the front yard, there is still quite a bit of empty space. I didn't want to make this completely packed full because I love being able to just like download a home from the gallery and have your Sims just live their life. Every Sim is going to have like a different hobby, so you are going to need like different objects and stuff. So I definitely like having a little bit of space that I can move into the home and just make it my own for my Sim. So in the front right, I do have just like 2 bushes that I'll put in at the end. I have this walkway that I wish we had more rocks. I have to like keep going around and using like the same 3 rocks, but yeah, I feel like we need a couple more varieties of them. I don't know, isn't that weird? I feel like we just have more rocks in the game. But yeah, so I have the pathway. I was going to add in a vehicle in here over to the right, but I felt like adding a pond just made it look so much more in the country, especially like in this lot. I felt like definitely a pond looked a little bit cuter up here. I still need to play around a little bit. I'll be honest, guys, I am not that good on figuring out ponds and making them look nice. Like mine are all like squared edges. So I just kind of like hid the squared edges with, again, the rocks. And then we're gonna fill it in with all of the bushes. But yeah, I really do love how this ended up turning out. I can't remember if we can, I don't think we can fish in these ponds. I can't remember, but I do add in some like sprinkler systems, and I even have like the frog in the back, which he is so cute. I used to use that frog a lot. Like he is so cute. I love adding these additions into pools and stuff. I kind of want to work on getting better with like making my pool areas look a little bit better. And oh yeah, I definitely needed to add like some trees. I did want to add in some palm trees because this new world that we did get with Adventure Awaits does have like some palm trees that are kind of like amongst the trees. I cannot figure out where this world is based. I don't exactly know. Have you guys seen where they've actually based? I forget what the island is called, but it has like palm trees too. So yeah, I do come in and add in the same on the back, but I am gonna change that up just a little bit so it doesn't stay this way. It kind of looks the exact same as the front of the home, but I will eventually make it a little bit bigger because I do end up needing some extra space for the bathroom and living room. So just, yeah, I really, really wanted to make the exterior just, I love how it turned out. And I used to do those square little things that I have like on the edges of the stairs that have the plant boxes in them. I used to make them all the time. And I'm kind of still obsessed with them again. So you're probably going to be seeing me add them. And oh my gosh, I always try to remember to place in my own mailbox because if I don't, it just puts it like in the middle of the driveway. But yeah, that little cut that you guys seen, I literally spent probably an hour on figuring out the basement, the layout, adding it in. I think there's actually still a basement. If you download this and put it into your game, I'm pretty sure that the basement is still there. I got rid of like all of the wallpaper, but it still has like the same flooring. So I wanted to get rid of it because of the pricing. I didn't want it to like make this home too expensive, but yeah, I could not figure out how to get rid of a basement once you've placed it. Is that actually a way to do that, or was I just exhausted and I've forgotten how to build? So yeah, again, it has been a while since I have been back into The Sims. I have been posting regularly for about, oh my gosh, it's been like 2 months since I've been back posting with 100 Baby, and I am so obsessed with that family with Ginger. So if you guys have not started it, it is season 2. So if you guys do like following along with different challenges and stuff, that is a completely new family. We are starting from scratch. I think I'm at like episode 13 or 14. Oh my gosh, and this kitchen, I could not figure out where I wanted to put this kitchen. I do keep the layout, but I do play around with the bathroom. That door to that little room, that is actually to the bathroom. I do end up moving the door because this kitchen layout was just being so wonky, but because this little bump out had kind of like a little sunroom vibe to it, with all of the windows, that table definitely needed to be there. I felt like it just looked so cute for like mornings to have your breakfast and just sit over by all of those windows. Kitchen, this is the layout that I go with it, but I do add in like a little bar section. So the stove goes here, and then I add in a couple like bar ends, so there's extra seating. So this is a 2-bedroom. It does sleep 4. So of course I wanted to make sure we had extra seating because this is a really small kind of wonky layout. I would love to redo this home as like double the size for like a large 8-sim family or something. So you guys might be seeing something a little bit similar but a little differently. This home honestly was very inspired by the wooden siding that's in Adventure Awaits, the blue. So I've already done a home with Adventure Awaits that has the like wood tone siding, which I'm obsessed with. I love how that home ended up turning out, and it actually got a lot of you guys really loved it over on Twitter. And speaking of Twitter, if you're not following me on Twitter, I know that it's kind of like a mixed content Twitter right now with some of my other channels, but that over on Twitter is actually where I post all of my giveaways. So whenever The Sims like releases a game pack and it gives like the creators the like a free pack, we also get one that we get to give away every time. So I always post the giveaways over on Twitter because honestly, it's just easier to keep track of all of the entries. So I do currently have one going for the autumn apparel giveaway. It's like the kit. And I can't remember how much the kits are. I know originally they used to be like $5 Canadian, but I think they might have gone up to about 7. I can't remember. I need to double check. Like I said, I haven't been regular with The Sims for like the last year, but I have been for the last 2 months. So I'm back. I'm probably going to be posting a little bit of cozy gameplay here also, just because there have been a lot of adorable games that have been releasing, and I was posting them on one of my other channels, but I think you guys might enjoy some of them over here. So let me know if you guys would enjoy that, but make sure that you are checking out my Twitter. Like I said, I do have a giveaway currently going on until later today. That kit will be releasing in just a few hours after me posting this. So I'll be honest, I don't really spend a lot of time in Create a Sim. I like to just make my sim and get it over with. I spend all of my time building my home, and I use a lot of the same Create a Sim on like for the clothing and stuff. I definitely have my favorites. The only custom content right now that I have in Create a Sim is like eyelashes. I do want to download some skin overlays, but I kind of feel like once you're in game, you can't really tell that you have a skin overlay. I don't know. I had to restart everything that I have in my game. So I've been like super picky on what I'm actually downloading now that I've started completely from scratch, just because the more custom content that you download, the more issues that you are gonna have in The Sims. So I don't have like any gameplay mods at all. Mostly it's just like custom content, hair and lashes, and sometimes like some skin overlays. But yeah, so I'm like working with a blank slate here. So moving over here, we do have the master bedroom. This one is pretty small. I do come back in and add in like a lot of windows, just because I kind of wanted this to be like a sunroom and master bedroom. So I felt like the front had too many, and then I add one just to kind of like clutter up this side window. And I think it actually turned out super cute. I love, love, love that wallpaper that has the flowers. Some of the swatches are pretty intense, but I actually love using that as an accent wall. I've seen a lot of people hate on accent walls, but I'm telling you, in my Sims builds, they are here forever. I feel like it just adds a little bit of coziness to like a big empty room. And if you don't want to add like too much clutter, if you add in like an accent wall, it just makes the space look a little bit cozier, except for in these kids' rooms, we went for clutter. So there's like a lot of stuff on the walls and stuff. So again, this does sleep for Sims. So there are 2 beds in here for your like child or teens. And then over in the master bedroom with the double bed, it sleeps 2 more. So you definitely would be able to have like your bassinet, make this into like a mixed age bedroom as well. And if needed, of course, you can do like an add-on to this home. There's definitely space in the backyard. If you wanted to get rid of like the gardening area, you could definitely make this home a lot bigger. But yeah, adding a little bit of clutter. Guys, I just love how this home ended up turning out, and I've already uploaded it onto the gallery. So if you guys do want to download it, I think I titled this Perfect Small Family Home, and it's like one of the most recent ones that I've added. Oh yeah, so I kind of wanted to make in this room, like this side is more of like the sporty sister, and then the other one is more of like the artsy sister. I tried to bring that through. And then, the rugs. Oh yeah. The living room. Oh my gosh, I'm like looking at the living room right now, realizing there's just no TV. But you can kind of see why, because there's no wall it like looks over. So I think if you added TV in like the master bedroom, or if you even want to put a TV like over where the office is. I just don't use TVs that often when I'm playing The Sims. I'm always using my skill items and like working on my skills and stuff, but I mean, they definitely come in handy for some skills, and of course if you want to like work out and you don't have equipment, because this home is small, so there's not going to be much space for any workout equipment. And then if you wanted to make these functional, just make sure to delete the plants that were added. Of course we needed to have like some bikes in the backyard and just adding those final touches. So of course, let me know, what is your favorite thing so far since Adventure Awaits has released? Like I said, for me, it's definitely Imaginary Friends. I've already went ahead and added some over in 100 Baby. It's just fitting. So as always, make sure that you guys are subscribed and make sure to have those notifications on, and I'll see you here in my next video. Bye guys.